Let's look at two index universal policy designs, and you decide which one is going to be more beneficial for a client. Now, this client wants to put in $500 per month into this index universal life policy. In the first case, we solve for minimum non-MEC, which basically means what's the lowest death benefit that won't make the policy taxable. The solution would come out to around $133,000 of initial death benefit. Now, if we look at the maximum amount that can be put into this policy without making it taxable, that would be around $6,000 a year. If you break that down to months, that's going to be right at the point of $500 per month. So this client would be maximally funding this IUL policy. But let's look at the cost. The cost for this policy on the first year would be a little over $700 a year. Now let's look at the second policy. In the second policy, we bring down the initial death benefit even lower to $100,000. What this does is it decreases the maximum amount the client can put into the policy to $4,000 a year or around $300 a month. The question now is, wouldn't this make the policy taxable because the client is putting in more than what's allowed? It could, but we work around this by adding in $100,000 of additional term death benefit. Now, this allows a little bit more flexibility for the client to be able to put in more into the policy. So in this case, the client is not just maximally funding the policy, the client is overfunding this policy, is able to put in more into the cash value. We can check this by looking at the cost of the policy. Now, in the first year, the total charge for this policy is just going to be a little over $600 a year, which is much lower than the first design. So you tell me, which one is going to be more beneficial for the client and will be able to improve the performance of the policy. If you want to learn more about Index Universal Life and how to structure it this way, protecting the policy from costs and improving the policy's performance, then just put protect in the comments below.